everybody, welcome to Lesson 6, Applying the Intentional Teaching Framework. In this lesson, we're continuing to utilize the ITF framework to support your intentional teaching and learning. We're going to explore how to use it to improve your professional development, design and implement meaningful interactions to promote development and learning for young children, in particular in the area of creative arts. This is going to be in your textbook, so very important that you utilize that. I also have additional resources for you in the course to highlight strategies and supports. So creative arts are activities that actively engage children's imagination through music, visual arts, movement and dance, dramatic and storytelling. Creative arts engage children across all domains: cognitive, language, social, emotional, and physical. You can see our learning objectives here, and our assignments this week include how to work improving your professional practice is our topic for Yellow Day Conversations. And this time you have another opportunity to design your intentional teaching as a process with an eye on creative arts. And I want to encourage you to please go review your feedback that you received on your lesson plans and your video, so that you may take that and improve your next go around for this assignment. So the readings this week, we have chapter 10, which is around creative arts in the textbook. I've also incorporated some really important resources here for you to explore. So transforming early learning environments and early childhood context through the arts, responding to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The information is here. It's a little bit of a lengthy article, but I think you might want to scan it at first and find parts of the article that are relevant to your context and support of your development of this assignment, or the assignment for this week. And then I have this Mills article, The Importance of Creative Arts in the Early Childhood Classrooms. This is a PhD student that wrote up an article. We have some great content here about intentionality for young children. We've also incorporated the Early Learning Outcomes Framework, some really important information about process versus product art. So I really would like you, if you choose to do creative arts, that your focus in your project is around process and not the product. So I want to encourage you to think more creatively about how you design creative arts project for your students. We also have creative activities for toddlers in their learning environments, and then also another one from the Aussie Childcare Network. So lots of really great resources here for your development of your assignment this week. We have an example of intentional teaching in the classroom, a video that you probably have seen before, but I want to encourage you to use that as you start your assignments this week. So this week for Yellow Day Conversations, we're working on improving professional practice. What teaching and learning domain are you going to be focusing on this week for your intentional teaching plan? So although you're utilizing creative arts, we also want to think about, as I mentioned before, creative arts gives you an opportunity to integrate the developmental domains, so social, emotional, physical, language, and cognitive. And then what professional practice are you going to go focus on, and how will you know you've been successful, and what resources do you need to support your professional practice in this area? So that is your Yellow Dig Engage for this week. And I'll take you to, here is our assignment for Coaching Companion, the Intentional Teaching as a Process with an Eye on Creative Arts. So a couple of places for you to get some more content and information about how to design your assignment. So you're going to choose two areas. So there's visual arts, music, movement, dramatic play, or art appreciation. These are in your textbook. You're going to choose an area of improvement you like to work on around creative arts in your classroom. And here's the outline. So if you have questions about this assignment, here's a great place to start. The expectations for the assignment include, you're going to talk about know, right? So what is important to know about child development and what is important to know about teaching and learning. Both of these are addressed in the course textbook. And then on top of that, you can certainly utilize other resources to support your development of this part of the assignment. Also important to address what else is essential to know. So in relation to creative arts, whatever two areas you're focusing on, what is important to know. So just make sure you're tightly aligning your responses to this assignment to the creative arts, visual arts, music, movement, dramatic play, or art appreciation, whatever two you pick up. I don't really want to see general application of, well, it's important to know about child development and it's important to know about teaching and learning. But what in particular is important to know about child development in relation to this assignment, so creative arts. And then if you, the ELOF standard that you might be focusing on might be social, emotional, and language development, right? And so that you might bring that context in. What is important to know about the teaching and learning in relation to creative arts. So make sure you're building that into your responses so that we're tightly aligning all of the content that is produced for this assignment is around creative arts. So what is important to know? I want to see lots of details, specific examples about what you want to see. Then you need to set your goals, right? So there's a long-term goal in relation to one area. So for example, if you decided to pick visual arts and music, then you would pick one long-term goal that is related to visual arts and one long-term goal related to music, okay? Then I want you to tell me about the subdomain under the ELOF. So how do you connect these ideas around creative arts? How does that connect to the early learning outcomes framework for you? And I have it linked here, so easy access for you. And then I want you to make 2 plans. One plan for each area you selected above, right? So there's one, this is my example, one on art appreciation and another one on music, right? So you're making 2 plans and you want to write the specific plan to improve your practice. You want to note any challenges, how often you're going to implement your plan. And then you're going to pick one plan to videotape and submit that video for feedback from your peers. Okay, so that is the overview of the assignment for this week. I have a template for you. I decided to deconstruct it a bit for everybody so that you didn't have to write an APA formatted paper, but instead you could use this template to design your assignment. So in here, creative art area 1, so for example, music appreciation, I don't remember what it said up there, but and then visual arts would be another one. So those are the 2 areas I'm interested in. And then you need to select which ELOF domain most closely is aligned to these 2 creative areas. You can pick 2 separate ones if you want for each of these. I just want you to start thinking here about how the ELOF aligns with these aspects of your creative arts lesson plan. Okay. Then I want to see lots of content around what do you know. Remember, use the textbook. What do you need to know about learning and development in relation to creative arts, right? In relation to the early learning outcomes framework developmental domain that is related to the creative arts, right? So I want to see a clear connection, a clear thread throughout your design of the assignment for this particular area. And then what do you need to know about teaching and learning? Go back to your textbook. It has lots of good examples and references and important resources for you to help you think about what do you need to know about teaching and learning as it relates to creative arts and the ELOF that you've selected for this assignment. What else is important to know? Do not skip this area. It's very important to understand the context that your children live within and how that might implement or impact your design of the lesson. Okay, and then what you want to see. And then tell me right here, creative arts. What is the creative arts? Is it music and movement? Is it visual appreciation or visual arts? Then you indicate here how the domain, the early learning outcome domains connect to this creative arts, whatever you've selected, okay? Then you're gonna write the long-term goals. Again, make sure that your long-term goals are related to the creative arts, okay? And then make sure your short-term goals are related to this long-term goal that's connected to the creative arts. So we really want to see this thread throughout the entire activity, okay? Oh, it's coming up. Oh, this is the goals, and there's your plan. So sorry about that. So here, this plan needs to be detailed enough for anyone to pick it up and implement it in their classroom. Okay, so be very descriptive about what you're going to do in this area as it relates to the early learning outcome and your goals. So really think about this as sort of your narrowing down from top to bottom as you're designing this assignment. Then I would like you to go back and review your lesson plan and identify how you're incorporating intentional teaching, how you're incorporating child choice, expanding language through comments and questions, and positive relationships, okay? So go back and review your plan and identify where, I just want to make sure that you have a focus for your plan, so when you go to videotape, you've already addressed that in your plan. Then when you go back to do observations on peer videos, I've seen a lot of this already, so I love that you use this as your template or your guide, and then submit that along with your peer feedback to 2 peer videos. So that is the intentional teaching assignment for the creative arts. So again, make sure that you've really looked at the outline, you're using the template, you're connecting everything that you're writing back to creative arts. You're very making a clear connection between your goals and your know, see, do plan reflect parts of the assignment directly related back to creative arts and whatever part of creative arts that you've decided to focus on. Okay. So these are due by day 5. The video should be uploaded by day 5, and then peer feedback on 2 peer videos by day 7. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me, but lots of resources available to you, lots of content and information available in the course, but if you'd like to get some more clarity on any aspect of the assignment, let me know.